All right, all right, all right. Welcome, welcome. Hello, folks. Welcome to After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. I am your host, the romantic funny man, Shawn Cornelius, and I have a great, great show. There's shows that I like, there's shows that I enjoy, but there's shows that I love. And this show is going to be one of the shows that I'm going to love doing before it even starts because my special guest tonight, I'm going to tell you about him in a second. I'm so humbled to have him here. So blessed to have him here, and we are going to get into it in a second. But I want you guys, as we normally do, I want you to go ahead and share this. I want you to share like we already normally do, so you can bring your friends on, and your friends of friends, and your other friends uh, on that level. So go ahead and do what I'm doing, so you can see me over here. Hello, Lisa. How are you? Welcome to the show. And yeah, we're gonna have a great time. So do that, and we'll be good to go. My guest tonight, my special guest tonight, man, I love this brother. Hey, D. Rowe. Um, he's just an all around great dude. Hey, Denise, program director in the house. He's a very talented man, very humble dude, just all around good natured brother. Hey, Angela. Met him years ago when I was working on my first solo CD project in New Jersey. And from the day we met, the energy's been great. The chemistry's been cool. He's taught me some things, but he's like a legend in his own right. He's a seven-time Emmy Award winner. Seven-time Emmy. That means I got seven to go before I catch up to him. And he's just an awesome saxophonist. He's an awesome entertainer. He makes New Jersey proud. New Jersey, stand up because he's one of your own. And let me bring him in right now because he's sitting there looking so cool, waiting for me in the green room. Please welcome to the show, Hunter Hayes. What's up, brother?
What's up, my brother Shawn?
Oh, I'm good. I'm blessed, man. Thank you so much for being here.
I'm blessed to be here, bro. I'm humbled by you, bro. You really moving.
I'm trying to do, man. I look at the cats before me, and I gotta learn from that. And you're one of the dudes that took the time to teach me some things, even in my age bracket. I'm still so open to learn. And from the day we met in Josh's basement, man, and we just kicked it and connected, and worked and did some things together. I'm just so grateful for you, man. You're looking good, man.
Hey, bro, you too, man. When we first met, you reminded me so much of my brother Levi from Blackstreet. If you ever talk to him, you'll see y'all almost talk the same language. And I just took a liking to you, man. And you were so hungry for knowledge. You were so hungry for wisdom and see what it was all about. You didn't say, "Well, I know this." When I talk to people, sometimes they say, "Oh, yeah, I already know that. I already know that." Then I stop talking because I can't teach them nothing. But you, bro, you came all the way to my house and just sat and listened and broke out your music and play. We played songs to each other and everything. I really appreciate you for that. Oh, we frozen.
Don't worry about it. We back. We back. A little technical difficulty,
Okay,
but we right here. We know how things go, but show must go on.
show is gonna go on. We,
Yeah, the last thing you said was I came when we met and I came to your crib.
yeah, you was humble, brother. You brought your music. You sang some songs to me from your album that you was about to do. I gave you some suggestions on your picture work and your cover art and everything, and you just sat and listened. Man, you didn't say, "I know, I know, I know." You just said, oh yeah, that's what should I do that? Do that? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do and everything. And I was just feeling like keep talking because this brother's listening. Very few people listen to me, man.
Yeah. Well, if they don't listen, they mess up because you have been doing your thing for quite some time. Let's go back to the beginning, man. Let's start. Where are you originally from? Because I know where you're originally from, but let's tell the people.
I'm from a little town called Montclair, New Jersey.
Montclair, New Jersey. Yes, sir. And you play instruments, you write, but where did your musical gifts and aspirations and just focus come from?
From my mom and my dad, man. They were a product of the 50s, and they used to play Miles Davis, Sarah Vaughan, and and all the jazz artists, Nat King Cole, Tony Bennett, black or white, they just played them. If it was good music, they played it. And I listened to it on the hi-fi. We used to call it the hi-fi
Yeah, I remember. Yep.
record player. And young people nowadays, they don't know nothing about a record player. They just DJ table turntables and stuff. But we played one record at a time. But then back in the day, you could take 5 records and put them on a turntable, and they would drop down one by one. You can go to sleep by that because they would all play. Then you take them all off, turn them over, and play the rest of them. By the next thing you knew, you was waking up in the morning. The records was all played out.
Yeah, now I know some of the young folks that are watching, like, what the heck is he talking about? What record player? What five at a what? You know? So yeah, they gotta understand and remember and know where their stuff comes from.
Absolutely, bro.
Everything has a beginning.
I saw the genesis of all. I'm glad, and you was born a little after that. You saw the stuff that came along when in the '80s and stuff when the Sugar Hill Gang and all them cats came along, and that little after that, that's your era there, man. But man, I remember when it was ancient. That you had to literally put the records on and let them play by themselves. You better not touch the turntable, else it will scratch. And I mean,
I'm
yeah, and then you had to take it off.
I'm so glad you made me sound so young by talking about I don't remember that stuff, but I remember where you had to open the doors and put the records inside the little box that we call where your mom had the TV on the top and the box. So I was actually born in the late '60s,
Right.
so I remember all that stuff coming through. Now that was a time when you put the penny on the needle so it wouldn't scratch the records.
You remember that, bro?
Yes, sir.
And if the penny didn't work, you put a nickel, and then
Put a nickel.
you put a quarter, and you had to bring it down heavier and heavier until finally you had to go. You had to go out for another needle, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's basically where. So I've been there, done that, man. So listen, man. So Montclair, New Jersey. New
Yep,
Jersey has a lot of great musicians historically.
man. Queen Latifah, Whitney Houston, Dionne Warwick,
Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce Springsteen. Uh, what's my man, the actor? Joe Pesci. I actually went to his house and played for his daughter. Uh,
Mhm.
and what's my man who was the coach of the Giants, the big tuna,
Yeah,
uh,
Bill Parcells.
Bill Parcells. I mean, we got a lot, but it's so quiet in Jersey about those people until you don't. They say, "Oh, they're from New York." They always give the stars to New York, and then Jersey is where you live at.
Yeah, yeah. So you jumped in. Was the saxophone the first instrument you jumped on to start to play?
Yeah, 15 years old. I went to. I was in a foster home for a year, and the foster lady, God put you where you're supposed to be. The foster lady had a son, and he was a minister, and their church was in Brooklyn, in Red Hook, Brooklyn, New York, and we had to drive all the way from Jersey to his church in New York to hear the sermon every week. So one day after church, I was upstairs playing in the closet of the church, and I saw this old saxophone case, and I opened it up. I said, "Oh!" And he said, "What you got? What you kids doing in the closet?" And I said, "What's this?" I didn't even hear him say what he was doing. I just said, "What's this?" He said, "That's a saxophone I played when I was in high school." I said, "Wow!" I made such a big deal out. He said, "Okay, if you could play one note on it, if you can figure out how to put the mouthpiece on and blow one note, I'll give it to you." I put that mouthpiece on just from common sense, man, and blew it. I said, take it home. Went home, polished it up, and went down to the music store. They didn't even make that horn no more. It's called a C Melody.
Wow.
He gave me a reed for a tenor saxophone. He said, "This will fit." I took that bad boy home, hooked it up, made a strap out of a rope, and put it around my neck, and practiced on that bad boy. And somehow I learned how to play Fly Me to the Moon by Frank Sinatra.
Wow.
And I
Wow.
played good until my mom's came back to get me from the foster home because she had a nervous breakdown. She came back and got me after a year. She saw that in that year I had learned how to play that saxophone. she went out and got me a new one. And I played Alfie on that bad boy, man. And she made me play Alfie for my grandmother 3 times for Thanksgiving dinner. She said, play it again, son. And I said, what's it all about, Alfie? And I had this little vibrato in there, and my mother started crying, and my grandmother was like, that boy is talented. That boy is gifted. Sister, you ought to get him, you ought to put him in the music school, this and that, but my mother couldn't afford it. So
Yeah.
therefore, I had to teach myself how to play the saxophone through records and tapes, cassette tapes, because
Right.
wasn't no other kind of digital stuff out at the time. And I bought the um, anything that was available at the time, and started learning by ear. And I learned every single song by ear. Girl from Ipanema, all the jazz stuff, all the stuff from the 50s and the 40s and all of that. And then after that, I went to the band in 8th grade. This is in 8th grade now.
Okay.
And Mr. Napawalkie, my music teacher, I told him, I knew I had the old saxophone at home that the minister gave me. But when I went to school, he said, "No, we don't need no saxophone because number one, we don't have no new ones." And my mother hadn't just bought me the new one yet. And so he said, "We need a tuba player." I said, "Tuba, man, you can't get no girls with tuba, man. You got trumpet? No, we don't have no more. You got trombone? No, we don't have no more. You don't have nothing." He said, "We got the tuba. You can, take it or leave it. And I need a tuba player because Louie's the only one I got." So he brought the tuba out of the back, and I went home, took that thing home, blasting it through the streets, and all my friends was like, "Play it again." I was like, "Bah!" Sound like a fire going from a truck. And my mother said, "Oh no, you can't bring that in the house." And I said, "Well, Mom, this is all like they gave me. She said, we got to get you something else." That's when she went and got me the saxophone, the new one, because she couldn't stand it.
Yeah, I think I would have done that too, under that too, but that Trump, whatever, man. Okay, so cool. That you tied up some stuff, and you also sang a little bit. Now people didn't really know that. I was going to definitely get to that, but you threw that. Appreciate it.
Well, in the 5th grade, in Miss Green's class, we were singing Star Spangled Banner one day, and I said, "Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?" And my man, Little Willie, who was in my class, he said, "Miss Green, he could sing." Right there in the class while we were still singing. As soon as we finished the Star Spangled Banner, he pointed to me and said in front of the whole class, "Miss Green, he can sing." And that's when it started. When I got to the 6th grade, Miss Cook and them sent me down to the music teacher. And then the next thing you know, when I was in Montclair High School, they were sending me to the music teacher saying, "This boy got it. We don't know what you can do with him, but do something with him."
Yeah, yeah. Hey, man, listen, and what's so cool, you remember all your teachers' names,
Bro, I got
and
a
you got a great memory, and you're calling out Little Willie and all your friends, which is awesome. So by 8th grade, I got the story. That's why I let you go, man. Tell a story, man. We got your how you started the sax and the trombone
and the
and you're
tuba.
singing, tuba and everything. So then everybody believed that it was you were ready. You was doing things. So when did you start performing like out
Well,
to the
go. I had to know that I could sing really good first because that was just in the 5th grade. Then for the talent show in the 6th grade, I wrote a song called "Wonderful," and I used Johnny Mathis' voice, kind of. And the girls and stuff was like, "Oh," it was ooh and on, and Miss Cook and them. They said, "Boy, we're gonna send a note to the high school, this and that." So I went out and bought a reel-to-reel little baby tape player from the local radio shop and came home and put it on the floor and put the batteries in it and started singing songs. And when I heard my voice back, I was like, terrible, because the reel to reel was moving like wobbly.
yeah, yeah.
It was like
Warped, like warped.
uh. I was like, God, that sounds terrible. The next year, Panasonic came out with a capstan drive cassette player, and it wouldn't let it wobble. It made your voice sound exactly the way it sounds. And I started singing into it, and I was like, yeah, yeah. Because if you don't like your voice, ain't nobody else gonna like
You
your
got
voice.
that right. You got that right.
I started singing harder stuff, and I started singing Nat King Cole, unforgettable, that's what you are. And I started making it sound like that, and I go in the bathroom so I could get that special echo, man. And I had the tape player in there. Didn't know that the water and the tape player didn't go together. They condensed and messed up my batteries, and they sulfurized on me.
Right.
I had to go out and get another one. I had to take my little shoe shine money and joints and go get another. But I went and got another one because I was like, man, I got to do this. Next thing you know, the band, when I got to high school, Daniel Boone. Now, that's a funny name, but I know it's a historical name, but
Yeah, that's
Danny was really Danny Boone. He was a senior when I was a freshman. And I was in the band room on about the second or third day of school. All musicians find their way to the band room. You always find your way. And I was in there singing with this white kid named Woody Carlin. And he said, hey, you can sing, man. I said, I play the sax too. I went and got my saxophone and started playing some jazz with him. Danny walked in from football practice and heard the music in the band room. He came in, he's 6'4". He took his hat off to me. He just took his hat off, folded his hands like he was being humble to me. That's what I loved about him. I didn't know nobody in Montclair High School. It was only the third day of school.
right.
He said, would you play with our band? And I had to say, yeah. He asked me so politely. And I said, what grade you in? He said, I'm a senior. I play for the football team, but I play drums, man. I was starting a band, and we rehearse on Thursdays, man. Would you come up and bring your horn up to the house on High Street? I was like, yeah, what time? He said 6:30. I walked all the way up to High Street because I lived 30 blocks away, man.
Oof.
And took my horn and walked all the way up High Street, past the cemetery and all. I was all scared. It was at nighttime, and I got there, and they was jamming down in the basement. I wanted to be part of that. And they was playing, well, they changed the song years later, Sonny, to Music Soul Child did, Sonny, thank you for the sunshine and the
Yes.
rain. And I played
Mhm.
that on the sax, and my man said, you in, bro. You in. Just a few notes that I played because I was putting a little vibrato and a little jazzy stuff.
Yeah.
I learned from my mother and father's records. And he said, you in. And we started jamming. Then we got a trumpet player and another cat, and one cat quit. And finally we got the Magnums.
Hmm.
That was the name of the band, the Magnums.
Right.
We practiced out in the yard in the summertime. Then East Orange High School hired us for their prom, for their dances and their prom. And there was another band called the Soul Dukes. They was the number one band, and we was the raggedy cats because we was poor. We didn't have no, and we had old jeans, and them cats had new stuff. Now
Yeah.
all the white kids in Montclair, their mothers and fathers bought them brand new drum sets, brand new guitars, brand new basses. But when we got to the doggone talent show in Montclair High School, and they put up the rafters, and we got up there, we played Cool in the Gang. We played um the Horse by Cliff Noble, and then Brother Johnson, he could sing like Smokey. He got up there, we backed him up, brother. We won that talent show hands down. They were screaming out there. I never knew what that was about.
Was that something that obviously being a singer or a musician and an entertainer myself, that vibe and that love and that energy from the crowd is nothing like it. So you get addicted to it, right?
Bro, I didn't know. First of all, when we played at Danny's sister's barbecue, and we played the same four songs about all night because we didn't know but four songs. And his sister was older than that. So all her friends was drinking. None of us was drinking. And he had a stick in the ground. Hey,
Obviously, obviously you got company in there with you.
she's brand new. She's only not even a year old, and she's protecting the house. Anytime she hears something drop outside,
Yeah.
anyway, we stuck a stick in the ground because he had a brand new cymbal. And I had to hold the cymbal while he banged on it all night. At the end of the night, they he gave me $10. I said, "What's this for?" I didn't know you could get paid for singing and playing.
Wow.
Doing it for the love, man.
Right.
Said no, they passed the hat and got $50. That's $10 a piece for all of us. I said, "What?" We went to White Castle and got 50 hamburgers. We got
50
yeah,
hamburgers.
it was five of us. We
Yeah.
rode up there in the Packard, man, and that's when all the girls and guys would drive up at later in Castle. Well, we lined them hamburgers up on the dashboard and started at one end to the middle, and we started
Yeah. Let me
talking.
tell you.
We
Wh-
did.
White Castle, but that was a treat. Like, wait, let me go back to get the story. First of all, y'all played the same four songs
Oh
all night long because people were drunk. They didn't really know the difference.
man,
Y'all only knew four.
and we kept taking solos and stuff in the same song. I said, Danny, take another solo, man. You know, do that thing. He goes, splat out, pa. And they would say, whoa, they would be clapping and everything. Then I hold a long note. I could hold my breath real long. And I almost hold it for a whole minute. And they was clapping. I had to do that 4 or 5 times a night. But
That is funny to me. I love that, man. So, but this is obviously where you're getting your showmanship and your knowledge of how to perform and kind of make something out of nothing,
right,
which you have to do a lot in the game.
that's right. And I
Yeah,
realize that people don't know sometimes, but when you're doing the best you can, that's all they care about. Even when we dropped the cymbal he hit it so hard it slipped out of my hand and fell on the ground. I had to stick it back in the ground and we had to keep and then I had to put my foot in front of the bass pedal, the bass drum so that it wouldn't slide forward.
yeah. And see, Hunter, that's one thing that I love about you, man. And when you talk about the types of music you play, where you come from, you have all different genres, and you're a music lover. You appreciate the music, and I've seen your show. I've seen you do stuff, and we sat down in your basement and you played things and you sang those old standards, when music was music. And again, that's why I said I learned from you. First of all, your level of professionalism and love for the music, and even to this day, not too long ago, a few weeks ago, I think, or last month, you were doing live performances in your basement.
Yes, I did it on
Oh,
Facebook.
yeah,
Yeah,
virtual live performance
right.
because now it's where we have to do that. But when you were coming through and coming up, man, and I'm gonna jump on talking about your Emmys because that's important. And you came through and did it. So some of the folks you played with coming up in the game, who did you learn from? Out like people like actually physically playing with them, or you know what I mean?
Oh man, well when we got started getting rolling and we started recording for Delight Records, Cool and the Gang was kind of like our idol band because we could play anything they could play. Actually, we were told we played it better sometimes. And we were in Patterson once at a place called Stan's First Night. Cool and the Gang was at the Fabian Theater around the corner. When the people left from the Fabian Theater when the show was over, they came around the corner for drinks where we were at Stan's, and we just started playing "Love the Life You Live" and all of that. And the girls and the guys were saying, "Wow, man, you played that better than Cool and the Gang. We just left this show."
Hmm.
And we used to do dips. And with our horns, we used to do that step going back and forth,
Yeah, yeah.
swinging our saxophones, swinging our horns, and trumpets and stuff. And it was like, wow. So lo and behold, we were playing in New York City at the Cheetah Club, and Cool and the Gang's manager walked in on us
Hmm.
playing their song. It was you can't make this stuff up. And he had just broken up with them, and he said, "Listen, I'm the manager of Cool and the Gang. We just kind of broke up. I'm looking for a new band." So we was kind of skeptical because first of all, we don't know this guy. His name was Gene Red. Now you can look him up.
Right, right.
And he took us upstairs at the Cheetah Club and really took out his wallet, showed who he was. He said some inside stuff that only he could know about Cool and the Gang. So we said, all right. He said, listen, I want to sign you guys. I'm going to rent Harlequin Studios on 46th Street I want you to come over from Jersey. I'll pay the car fare, whatever your gas is and tolls. You're gonna go upstairs on the fourth floor. There's a big mirror up there in the room. I want you to start rehearsing the new album. I'm gonna give you two of Kool and the Gang songs that they haven't recorded yet. Who's Gonna Take the Weight and Funky Granny. And if you guys got any songs, I want them. We'll sign a little deal and blah blah. And so the trumpet player was always skeptical. I used to call him my brother.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, Jason, man, why are you so skeptical? He said, we still don't know this. I said, he paid for everything. And so we sold our concerns to him. And he said, okay, you guys don't have to sign no papers. I'm going to put out my money on faith on you guys. Just learn the songs. So we learned the songs. We still didn't have to sign no contract. And then he said, okay, we're going to go record. So we went to where Kool and Gang recorded. That's where I met Stevie Wonder downstairs. And I was in awe, man. I was like, what? Stevie
Okay.
Wonder downstairs? That's my boy. Boy, but you know what I'm saying? So I said, can I go down and meet him? So on my break from recording upstairs where we were at Media Sound, I went down the basement. Sure enough, Stevie was sitting right there, bro. And the girls, Wonder Love, was sitting out in the hallway. I didn't want to walk past them, but I didn't know Stevie like that. He didn't know me. So I whispered, you think he want to meet? Can I meet him? He heard me all the way in the room. He said, yeah, let him come on in, man. Let him come on. Stevie was the nicest cat.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think, like you say, I'm down to earth, but Stevie was down to earth, bro.
Yeah.
And you heard me whisper that. That's how good his ears was. And I heard a song that he was working on that I still never heard, probably never released, but it was awesome. And he said, "What's your name, man?" I said, "Hunter, man. We're upstairs." I was
I guess so. Yeah.
He said, "Listen, man, give me your number. I'm gonna call you." So I said, "Well, we're recording one of your songs. Mary Wants to Be a Superwoman, man. It's your song." He said, "Okay, I want to hear that. I want to hear that." So I ran all the way down to Colony Music and bought our album that we had done last year and bought it back with that song on it. I don't know if you do it or not, but do I have? Oh, here it is, right here. This is the album
Okay.
that we're all on. This is our version of like a Kool in the Gang. That's me with the red on, right there, and all my boys.
All right.
Right,
Oh, vintage.
yeah, the Everyday People. That's what we were called. We eventually changed our name to the Hotline because the manager wanted us to be opposite of Kool.
Mm-hmm.
Line, Kool in the Gang. I thought it was kind of corny. I liked Everyday People better, but we did what he said. He was putting up his money.
Right.
And finally, they put the record out. But there's always a but, right, Shawn?
Always a butt, brother.
What happened? We put out Who's Gonna Take the Weight and Funky Granny, but it was too late because Kool and the Gang co-wrote that with him, and they put it out first.
Yeah. Wow.
Take the Weight, man. And we heard it on the way to Canada on the bus. First, I thought it was ours. I was like, "Oh, the record, man, the record!" And we told the bus driver, "Turn that up." And it wasn't even us. It was Kool and the Gang's version, man.
Wow.
We had a terrible trip on the way to Canada.
I bet. I bet. All right, so look, man, that's great. Let's jump in, man, because these half hours fly, man. I could sit with you all night, man. Let's just jump into because when I was at your home, you showed me the Emmys,
Yeah.
and you won 7 of them, and you told me you didn't even know.
Yeah, I mean,
So let's tell that story really quickly.
I can run downstairs while I'm telling you the story and get one of the Emmys and show it to you.
Yeah, it's up to you, man. Go ahead. That would be great.
Let's do that. So I was at a place called the Peppermint Lounge.
Yes, in New Jersey.
In New Jersey.
That's where comics lives are ruined.
Yeah. And I was at a place called the Peppermint Lounge. Where's my light in my hallway here? And some dude came. I know his name. His name was Umar, and he was on the side of the stage listening to me and chewing gum and stuff. I'm like, "Who's this cat?" And I said, "I hope this cat." I don't know who he was. And all he said was, on break, he said, "Can you write a theme song for a TV show?" I was like, "Yeah." I lied. I said, "Yeah." He said, well, I need you to write a theme song for us. So I said, what show? He said, oh, it didn't air yet. I said, oh, here's one of these cats. It
Yeah.
ain't gonna come on. He said, okay, listen, can I meet you at your office tomorrow morning? I said, sure, you can meet me. So he came to my office the next morning. He was the first one there. I saw him outside my office eating Dunkin' Donuts and drinking coffee. I said, oh, you really came, huh? He said, yeah, we're serious. We need this theme song for the show. Then my heart started beating. I said, oh, man. I said, okay, come upstairs. Studio all set up. He said, it's got to sound like big timpani drums. It's going to be for court television. And the show hasn't aired yet, but we need this song. So I said, show me how you want it to go. He said, it's got to be big timpani drums, this and that. So I had my sampler and I had the big timpani. I said, boom, boom. He said, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I sat there and wrote it out. It was about 30-second, 40-second song. And it just keeps looping. He said, can I take that right now? Can you make a copy? I'm going to take it down to the TV station. I said, yeah. He said, okay. He took it down to the TV station, called me about an hour later. He said, they love it. I said, they love that? I can write real songs, man. He said, no, we just need something for the show to come on. You know, like when Oprah comes on. Dee-da-da-da. I said, wow, that's all you say. We only need 25 seconds of it.
Wow, yeah.
And of course, so I said, okay. He said, how much you want? I said, give me $1,000. This ain't not air, and I could use this money right now. Then he came back up to my office with a check for $1,000. He said, but you got to sign this piece. House name anyway. Hold it. Why are you not locked in the room? Go back upstairs. Go. Get back upstairs. Go. Now come in. Anyway. Go upstairs.
That was great, man. How the opportunity found you.
Get up there. Yeah, so next thing you know, 7 years later, Shawn. 7 years later, I woke up one Sunday morning and I heard the music on the TV. And I said, I wrote that. And I called the TV station. I said, can I speak to Jeff Friedman? And they said, yeah. They called upstairs to the control room. He said, this is Jeff Friedman. He said, who's this? I said, Hunter Hayes. Hunter Hayes! We've been looking for you. I said, yeah, well, I'm right here, man. He said, I said, I'm finding out that y'all been on for 7 years and you won Emmy Awards and stuff. He said, yeah. He said, Hunter, come down to the station. He said, first of all, give me your information. And we're going to try to get you all the Emmys that you missed. We've been winning them every year.
Wow.
I said, that's what I said. I said, wow. And so I said, okay. He gave me the information. I gave him all my information, where I lived at, blah, this and that. And he said, I'm going to give you a call in about a couple of weeks to a month. I said, yeah, that's the end.
Yeah.
You know, he called me one morning. Hunter, come down to the station in Newark at the Robert Treat. I put my pajamas. I had my pajamas on. I put my jeans on over my pajamas and my hoodie, one of the hoodies like I got on now, and went down there in the cold, bro, with my camera. And my man gave me all 7 certificates.
Wow.
Emmys. And certificates look like, we have one here. Oh, she took the certificates down. You know, when you get a wife, my brother, they will move your joints.
Exactly. You know where everything is, but see, I'm just cleaning. It's so messy over here.
Yeah. And she cleaning up my history. Anyway, they give you a gold certificate. And I didn't realize that everybody got gold records on their walls. That's all of them ain't given to them. You got to pay for those.
Yeah.
If you was on a project, then you can get it.
Right.
But if you ain't on a project, you just can't get the gold record. But the gold record is only paid for maybe the artist himself, the writer, the director of the show or the song. And they only give out, and the one who goes up to get it on the show, on a TV show. That's it. Everybody who worked on the project, if they want one, they got to call the academy, show them your certificate that you got, and then they'll match the Emmy with the certificate.
Right. So show that again, Hunter, because you were freezing when you.
There it is. Oh no. You're frozen. Wow. Sit. You there?
I'm inside. All right, y'all. So looking like we're still here, and a little technical difficulty, but we can't let that stop the show. So I'm just gonna wait for Brother Hunter to come on back and the crew to come on back, and maybe Denise can catch up with Smoke or something, and then we can we'll all be able to get back in here, um, and then we can rock and roll because Brother Hunter is coming back now. So hey, man,
Voice is breaking up a little, but
yeah, it should get us tight. We should be back in a second, strong. There we go.
Mike.
Yeah. I was gonna take a break anyway, but look like technology said take your break now.
Audio, iPhone, microphone. Yeah.
All right, you good to go? And then we'll just I'll clean this up in editing, and we'll just go with it. But the people can see us.
I'm barely hearing you.
Okay. What about now? The volume is still up. Everything is supposed to be where it's at. I'm low.
Nothing.
No, you barely hear me. Can't hear me at all.
The picture's perfect, but
The audio's gone.
can you hear me clearly? Okay. I see your picture very good.
Okay. What about now?
Coming in a little better.
All right. My volume is up to maximum, so I'm not sure what the
Volume is a little hot. I don't know what it could be.
my volume is hot. Let's see. Testing my audio. My audio test is good. Let's see. All right, audio test is good. Speakers are good. Uh,
No.
you still can't hear me?
No.
Okay.
Your voice is really jacked. Coming in like brrr.
Oh, I don't know what that's going on. What's happening there? Maybe it's the connection.
Call me back and get another connection.
Yeah. Let me. I don't know here. All right.
Oh, that's perfect. Whatever that was.
Oh, you hear me now?
Heck yeah.
Okay, here we go. We good. It only takes a second. All right, good deal. Everybody's back. Smoke is back. Denise is back. The people over there are still watching. All right, good deal. So let's go back and finish up the story really quickly. Tell them you gave the $1,000.
Yeah.
They gave you the $1,000, and then what happened from there? And then we caught back up where you caught back up with him, and you went to get the Emmys. So between the $1,000, how did you lose contract? How did you lose contact with them?
I moved about 4 times between the time I wrote the song because they tore the building down where my original studio was in East Orange.
Okay.
And I moved from there, and by the time 7 years later, I was in I had moved 4 times, and of course they didn't know where I was, and I had a new cell phone and the whole nine, so they couldn't get in touch with me.
Okay. All right, but you eventually got it.
I got in touch with them
Yeah.
when I woke up and saw it on television. I was, oh shoot, I wrote that song.
Mm-hmm.
I called the studio, and they filled me in on the 7 years. And I said, well, can a brother get one of them Emmys that you're one, man? He said, we'll hook you up. So they actually hooked me up with all 7 certificates. They're big. It looks like a diploma with a picture of an Emmy on it.
Yes.
And what I did was, I said, well, can I get the statue, man? So he said, well, you could take a picture with mine, but you got to kind of order your own. And I was like, that's what I said. I said, wow. And I said, okay. So I called the Academy, of which Maury Povich is the president of the Academy of Arts and Sciences. I didn't know that.
Okay.
His name signs all the Emmys.
Okay.
All of them. Yeah, he's on the committee. So I called the lady, and the lady said, well, if you want one, you can call this number and just give them the information that's on all your certificates. You got 7 of them. So give her all 7 informations from all 7 Emmys. Now, one of them costs about $313 just for one, almost 500 for the. Since you're the artist that wrote the theme song, because my name still goes up in the credits every time the show still airs. So I called and they told me how much it was gonna cost me, and I said I'm gonna get one first. I'm just gonna get one. So I ordered one that came in the box, and I was like, wow, I kissed that joint. I was like, yes. And then you know how we are. I said, wait a minute. If I had 7 Academy Awards, wouldn't I want all 7 of them? And I told my wife, and she said, well, I'll pay for 1 or 2 of them. I said, you know what? I'm gonna get a loan and get these bad boys. I'm gonna get all 7 of my Emmys, and they all came at a different time. But I actually went into some money, a couple of thousands of dollars, and got all these joints. And didn't hear none of that because he's gone again. Okay. So after that, um, I got all. They all came in the box. They sent them in a Pampers box so that they would be disguised when they came to my house. Because if they sat on the front door, somebody might take them joints. So they disguised it in a Pampers box, and they came 3 at a time. And I actually filmed myself on my iPhone opening them up on Facebook. So you could dig into my timeline, and you'll see me opening them up and just marveling at them. Man, I said, wow, you know, I know some people on television that's been trying to win one of these, just one. And here I got 7 of these bills. I don't know none of my friends that got any of them. I know some of my friends that got gold records, platinum albums, but I don't know anybody personally who has an Academy Award, an Oscar, or an Emmy, except my boy, a white brother, Italian boy named Christopher Cerubi. His father has 3 of them. I'll never forget. I saw it in the '80s when I went to his house. I said, "What'd your father do?" He was on a movie project, and he got 3 of them. And I'll never forget that. And then when I got all 7 of mine, I was like, okay, I got 3 more than Mr. Cerubi got. And that is really, it got me more work. It got me more respect in the music industry. When you can do something nobody else has done, that's an accomplishment. I wish my mother could have lived to see it. And she did not live to see. She lived to see me get the certificates, but never lived to see so she could actually touch the Emmy itself. She would love to touch this, put her hand around it. I would have gave her one. I would have gave her one of these. But and it has the information right there on it. It says 2000 Mid Atlantic Emmy Awards honors Hunter Hayes, composer for the theme song for Due Process TV show. That's what it says. And I'm pretty proud of these, man. I can leave this legacy. And recently, I got a website called IamHunterHayes.com. You can go on there and hear all my music, buy all my music. I got this album. It's called It's a Wonderful Life. That's me sitting on the beach in California. My wife took that picture. And that's my first album. It's a Wonderful Life. Here's my Christmas joint called Let's Have an Old Fashioned Christmas with me, my grandmother. Right now, I'm not working because of the pandemic. That hurts because I have so much voice to give. I have so much love to give on stage. The things I've learned from performing with Blue Magic, the Stylistics, the Manhattans, Cool and the Gang, Black Ivory, um, the Intruders. I opened for Will Downing. I opened for a lot of big stars. And they used to stop. They stopped letting me open for big stars because I would take the show and open it up wide, and I'd be dancing on stage, playing my sax on stage. Then I had some club records. If you can find my club records on my website.
And I'm back with you, brother.
And yeah, my first club record was "Are You With It?" Next one was "This Time." I was with Fourth and Broadway with Eric B. and Rakim, and Grace Jones was on Island Records. I was signed the same time as them, as Grace Jones. Um, who else? Then when I got with Columbia Records, I had to do a breakfast show one time at Columbia Records. And who was there in the outer office with me but Maurice White of Earth, Wind, and Fire.
It must have been awesome.
Sitting out there, and I was scared to death. And I said, "That's Maurice White." We were both sitting there. He was waiting for a meeting with the executives of Columbia. And I said, "I'm going to talk to him." I said, "I know he's tired of people saying, can I get an autograph?" So I said, "I'm not going to ask him for an autograph." But I did have my camera with me.
Okay.
So I said, "Maurice, man, just want you to know I love your music. And I love that song, Brazilian Rhyme. Ba da ba 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 ba. Ba da ba ba ba.
Right, right.
I love that little tune." He said, "That wasn't even supposed to be a record. We was just playing around with that. We just threw it on the album, and that's one of the most favorite little tunes that everybody loves." I said, "Can I take a picture with you?" So we got one of the executives who walked by to take the picture with me and him. And I have that picture. And in my life, I've also played for Dionne Warwick because my sister sang with Dionne for 8 years. And she was invited to her 60th birthday party years and years ago. And we played for her birthday party, Dionne's birthday party. Um, I've been to Africa singing, Israel, Costa Rica, Canada. We flew over to Serengeti. We saw the giraffes and the wildebeest. And I had my birthday party out on the Serengeti when we was on safari in Africa.
Sweet.
My wife who took me around the world. And
Hey,
I went, they always found out that I sang.
yeah.
I don't know how they found out, but they said, "This is the guy from America. He sings." And so I still get letters from Israel and stuff. And we was on safari, and the Jeep got quiet because there was about 5 other people with us. And people stopped talking. So they was talking amongst themselves that maybe we can get him to sing a song. So he said, "Excuse me, but we heard that you sing. Could you sing a song for us?" Now we riding across the Serengeti, giraffes is running around by us, lions and tigers and all that stuff. And so I broke out my iPhone with my little speaker and put on a Frank Sinatra song and sang that. And they clapped in there like it was like we was on stage. And those people became our best friends. They made me do it in Costa Rica 2 weeks on the bus. Somebody said, "We heard that you sing." So I got up in the middle of the aisle and said, "I know you want to leave me." By the time I got to the second part, they was all clapping and stomping in the aisleway. That was fun, man.
Hey, Hunter.
And
Hunter, let me ask you a question.
one of my final things, in another part of the world we went to. Okay, in Israel, yeah. When I was in Israel, the head of the hotel heard me playing the piano in the lobby while I was waiting for my wife to come downstairs from getting her sweater or something. I just said, "You are the sunshine of my life." I was playing it on the piano. That's one of the few songs I can play on the piano.
Right.
People start gathering around, and so every day that we came off our tour, he said, "Mr. Hayes, just one more time. Could you just sing for the people one more time in the lobby?" I said, "Okay," and I sang it again. And then we came on our last day. We was in the dining room eating, and he was standing in the doorway. And my wife said, "I think they want you to sing one more time because he's staring at you." And so I said, I said, "Come here." He said, "I didn't want to disturb you while I was eating, but could you sing one more time? Because the people are requesting you out in the lobby." So when I finished my dinner, I went out in the lobby. They had this lady who was out there playing. She was like a virtuoso. She was killing that piano. She was. I was like, "I'm not playing after her." And she said, "No, I heard that you sang, you played." I said, "Yeah, but not like you. You Bach and Beethoven. You killing that." I said, "I don't even. My fingers won't even go nowhere. I need to throw my fingers away when you got your fingers working." She said, "No, the boss told me to let you play." So she got up, and then my thing, God gave you that gift, Shawn. You have it.
Yes.
When you know how you can turn it on, it feels like it's not even yours sometimes until you
Right.
sing. You say, "Okay, that is me. I can do this." And I start playing and singing, "You are the sunshine of my life." And I was playing the bass, walking the bass along. Doom, 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 doom. And that's why I'll always be around. Doom, 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 doom. And the people clapped and what was rocking with me, and she was just standing there. And I'm like, "What are you doing, lady? You went to school, you playing over here for a living, and I'm just a cat that can play one song." He said, "But that one song is moving these people like I've never moved them." And I said, "Well, God bless you." They made me get in the Israel news. They called the Israel news.
Mm.
And they put me in the Israeli news and they took me up to the King David Hotel and showed me everything. He's the guy, Mr. Solomon. He still texts me and writes me on Facebook and said, "We miss you over here." And my life has really taken a wonderful turn, man.
Good. And you deserve it, man. You deserve that, Hunter. You introduced me to a song, one of your beautiful original songs, and I want to talk about it since the technology was kind of messing with us. Spanish Love Song.
Oh yeah, that's on.
Spanish Love Song is an original song that I've even played on one of my shows when I had my late night show on
Wow.
Friday and Saturdays that I played in the love in the expressions of love and romance show.
Uh,
Put that back up there on the screen so they can see that.
this is the album that is on. It's a Wonderful Life album. This one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey,
That's me sitting on the beach in California. And
yeah.
took that picture. She takes mostly all my pictures. And we were sitting there and dogs were walking by. We had to wait for the right moment. And I said, "Take it." I had my hand on my chin like that. I said, "Take it now, take it now, take it now." And she took the one picture that we could use for the album cover, and that's it.
And that's an awesome look. That's an awesome cover, and yeah, the song is great. And you told me, well, I saw a video that you did and shot by Josh's son, who's passed on, Avery.
Yeah.
Great kid, great talent. He shot the video for you and filmed it. Tell them where they can see that video, where they can go
If,
find that, man.
well, if they go to my website, IamHunterHayes.com, they can browse through all of that. But if you go right to YouTube and put in Hunter Hayes sings Spanish love song, it's not in Spanish. It's actually in English, but I do sing a couple of Spanish words in it. And that's the video. What I did was I took a flip camera. Everybody could do this.
Mm-hmm.
Vacation with me in the Caribbean. And my wife took the flip camera and filmed me about 40 times on different parts of the ship. And I had my speaker with me and I was singing it in about 40 different places. And then I brought it home in pieces. And little Avery, Josh's son,
Mm-hmm.
he said, Uncle Hunter, I can put all these pieces together and make a video for you. I said, you can? He said, yeah, give me your flip camera. That kid in 2 hours made the video that you're gonna see on YouTube. And he passed away after that. I gave him $200. His father said, oh, don't give him that much money. I said, you kidding me? You know how much this video would have cost me if I would have to pay somebody to shoot this
Right.
and edit this together? Man, Josh, give the kid the money. He deserves it.
Yeah, man. So we put that up there. YouTube. Hunter Hayes sings Spanish love song. So they can go and check that out. Beautiful song. And again, man, just sitting here listening to you, man. Again, we've talked many times on the phone. We've had great conversations. I love your conversations. I love your stories. And it's beautiful just to sit and learn because you're like one of the griots. You're passing stories down, you're passing knowledge, you're passing wisdom down to me as I can pass wisdom down to. And I got to be honest, my production manager said, she loves listening to you talk. And during the breaks, when we had to do that little break for the technical stuff, and she said she loves your stories. I told her, wait till you hear the man sing, wait till you see him perform. And she's back there in the green room. I can see her smiling right now. She can't see me, but she's loving the whole thing. But this is the type of person you are. This is why I wanted you to come on, man, because I love you, brother. I love you to death, man. And you make beautiful music, you speak beautiful things, you teach, you're humble, and that's one of the most beautiful things that I love about you. Now I'm gonna do the show format like I normally do, regardless of what we've done. So I'm gonna take a quick 30-second break. Right. And I'm going to come back and talk with you about love. Since we talked about Spanish love song,
right.
That's a perfect segue. Right after this little quick break, come back. We'll talk about love, romance, and intimacy, relationships with you, if you don't mind, brother.
I don't mind, brother.
All right. Well, we'll be right back with more Hunter Hayes on After Dark with Shawn Cornelius right after this short break.
All right, brother.
All right, we're back. Welcome back to the show. A little short break. We're back with more After Dark with Shawn Cornelius with my special guest, Hunter Hayes. And he just stepped up for a second. I just want to continue to thank you guys for tuning in and supporting the show. Please share the show. Share it right now if you're watching it. We had some technical difficulties, but we're not going to let that stop the show. One monkey don't stop no show. One technical situation don't stop no show. So Hunter is ready. He's back. So let's get into our second half and put him on the love seat and see what's going on with that section of him. And all right, Hunter, so you ready?
I'm ready, bro.
I see you got your partner behind you, and you could sit and do an interview with Garfield back there behind you over your shoulder. That's something really awesome. A grown man with Garfield chilling, your big old cat. All right, here we go, man. These are good. What's your definition of love, and why is it important to you?
Man, I searched for love all my life, man. And being an entertainer, musician, it's hard to believe in somebody because you think they're just loving you for the microphone, for the shine, for the, I'm gonna be on arm candy for this cat because I can get some wreck too if I'm with him, and I'm gonna make him love me, and then as a musician and entertainer, I didn't know the difference between real love and Showtime love, man. So I wrote down one day because I'm a spiritual person, and one day I just took the Bible. I went straight to they always said God is love. I was raised in the church, so I said, you know what? I'm gonna go where love started, right to the source. And I started in the beginning. God created the heavens and the earth. I said, well, why? Why did we create What did he put us here for then, if this is true? And then I kept reading and I got on down into Matthew when Jesus was born. And he started saying, my Father is love. And because he's love and we created you, I came here because of you. Because there was an evil power that wanted to hate everybody. And I wanted you all to know that hate is not the order of the day. When I created you, love was the order of the day. And I'm going to now show you what love is about. And I said, what was he about to do? I kept reading through Matthew and Mark and Luke and John. They had one theme. This being who visited us died on the cross to forgive us and show us what a real love is. And if it comes from me and you believe it, you can give it to somebody else. But you got to give it like you give your life for that person. I was like, whoa, that's heavy. And so I wrote down on a piece of paper one day all the things I wanted my significant other, my wife, to be. And I started with she got to have character. She must believe in God. She I don't want her to have a lot of habits because habits take away from the daily activities of your life. I gotta go take a smoke. I gotta get my I gotta get on. I gotta get my smoke on. I gotta all of that little snatches, little pieces of your love life from you when you gotta take a break to go do this. When I see people outside building smoking, I'm like, you're taking a break from your job that your boss needs you to do. Come out and smoke and then go back in the building and finish his job. Well, to me, habits, bad habits, take you away from your significant other because you disappear, and if it's a sex thing and you going out somewhere else to get it, you just took yourself outside to smoke sex to go be with somebody else and not be with your partner. You can't have nothing come between you and the person you came here to be with on this world. And she got to feel it. So she can, and if she ain't feeling it, or if she's not giving you reciprocating, then you ain't got nothing going on. You just a Jerry Springer show, a Maury Povich show. You're not gonna succeed in real love. And I wrote down all the things I wanted my woman to be, and everything I wanted to be for her. I wanted her to trust me because men have a problem. Not all of them, because everybody don't cheat, everybody don't smoke, everybody don't drink, everybody don't get high. There's just a few of them, so we all got problems. Hopefully you break yours down to the point where it's not snatching you away from the person you love. It's not causing them to doubt that you would give your life for that person. So I finally found somebody. He didn't even know that I sang when I first met her. I just walked across the dance floor and I asked her to dance and she said yeah. Come to find out she went to parochial school. She went to Catholic school. She didn't know nothing about the game. I was so glad she didn't know nothing about me. She didn't know I sang. She didn't know I was Hunter Hayes. I said, a lot of people know me, She said, oh, really? And I was so glad she said, oh, really? And she said, oh, who are you now? She was just liking me for just the cat that walked across the dance floor and answered the dance. She took me straight up for who I was in front of her. These cats that I got a car, I got a house, I got a business card. Hey, everybody can buy all that stuff and you can lie about it. But when you start saying in trouble and you show up at her father's funeral and she's got problems with this, that, her kids or whatever, you got to accept her kids if you accept her. And you got to show it. It's got to be for real. It's got to come from the heart. And then one day they do something that only she would do for you. My wife saved my life when I had a stroke. She came, didn't even, we wasn't married yet. She thought that I was sick and she took me to the hospital. Stayed with me 10 days, man. There was this lady who stayed with me. I only met her at a dance for teachers. And she just was straight up and down for real with me. She said, I'm going to bring you to my house. And she said, ain't no game. She didn't have to say that because she didn't know how to say no game. She just brought me to her house, let me sleep in. She had two couple of rooms. Her father even lived here, and she says you can stay in on my bed over in the big room. When you get well, you can go home. And those days that I stayed there, because they wouldn't let me stay by myself at the hospital, they said you got to stay with somebody because if you go back to your apartment, you could have a stroke again, and nobody would know you're dying. So she said he could come to my house. I was like, whoa, I can come to your house. And I was like, your skeptical mind be like, I don't know.
Right. Hmm.
Maybe she do have game. Maybe she's acting like she don't have game. And I struggled all them 5 or 8 days that I was sleeping in that room. She was serving me breakfast in bed and taking care of me. And I was like, who does this? And I prayed all them days. I looked up in the ceiling. I said, Lord, if you bring my strength back and stuff. I said, but not only that, this lady who's taking care of me, what should I be doing about her? Am I just going to get well and just leave and say thanks? And I said, I can't do that. I never had nobody who was like that. And it's like, are you showing me that this is her? This is the one? So I started studying her and her language that she was talking like she talked respectful to her father and she was clean and she kept me clean. She was changing my bandages and checking my heart rate like a nurse, but she's a teacher and a librarian. And I said, nobody can't be like this, man. I said, Lord, is this gonna be my wife or something? I said, but I done met so many women. I mean, my entertainment life don't owe me no change. I had women falling out my pockets, and I couldn't trust near one of them. I realized that I was laying in the bed, and people knew I was sick too, but nobody didn't come to see me. All the women and this and that, nobody didn't come to see a brother, except this lady who didn't know me took me a stranger home and made me well. And brother, 2 weeks later, after I got well and I stood up, I wanted to go to church. First thing I wanted to do was go thank God that I was up and walking. I looked at her and I said, would you like to get married?
Hmm.
I don't know what made me say that, but it came out my mouth. And she said yes. And that was basically it. And we've
I,
been 14 years. 14 years.
and I so that answer, that story you just told, really basically told me about love for you.
Yes.
That really just that said it all. Because you even said some things in there about her, about the type of person she is. You know, her character. She has a foundation of spirituality. You know, dedication, loyalty, trust, caring. You know what I mean? And because some of my questions down the line would have been some of these things, but you answered those with just, and she's in the room, right? So basically, love is sitting right across from you or next to you. I know it. I know it. I felt it. I felt the way you were looking over there. I heard, but I didn't know she was still in the room. But that's a beautiful thing. And you know what, Hunter?
Yeah.
When some people I ask this question, they give me short answers. They give me whatever's. But you, it was beautiful how you explained it. You know what I'm saying? You answered the question the way you who you were, and that's such a beautiful thing. And I think that's what being transparent about certain things are. You even my next question was, what's your definition of romance? But what you just told me embodied romance as well, and it doesn't have to be sexual romance. Just her taking care of you, just her feeding you, making sure you ate, making sure you had some place to stay. It's such a romantic story, man. It's such a loving story, it's such a caring story, you know? And I could see it in your face and I could hear it in your voice as you told this story about how appreciative you are, man. I'm sitting here hearing music in my head. I'm setting music to the scene.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we when we met at the Brownstone that night, I was playing for the dance that I met her at. I looked across the dance floor and I saw this little woman dancing with her girlfriends. They wasn't dancing with no guys. They just decided they was going to dance, just get up on the dance floor and dance. And some said to me, "Go over there and ask if she will dance. Take a chance, brother." I haven't done that in years. And I walked over to her and I said, "Are you afraid to dance?" The big black guy. And she said, "No." And she made me laugh, and I made her laugh. I went in the bathroom just before I said, "When I come back from the bathroom, we're going to dance." And when I went in the bathroom, I said, "Yes, man. That's what I'm talking about." I went back out, and we danced so long until the music went off, and we were still going around in a circle. We
Man,
didn't realize the music went off, bro.
that's sweet. That's sweet. So, what advice would you give young men today, man, about being this, or about just romancing, being chivalrous, caring about relationships, how they go about it?
Well, I got a song called "Chivalry Is Not Dead" by Hunter Hayes. You can go on YouTube and see that one.
Hmm.
And chivalry is not really dead. And if anyone should hurt you, I'll be there. Oh, chivalry. Chivalry is gone, basically, in this country because the new generations don't even understand. Can't even spell the word, really. But that means that's still like opening doors, letting her speak first. When she comes in the house and she's telling me about her days, she don't know what I'm in there doing. I'm watching TV usually because my job is a different time from hers. When she walks in the door and say, she'll just start talking, and I'll take that TV button and mute that joint out immediately so I can hear what she has to say. You shouldn't keep on playing no video games, man, and watching the game.
Right,
Please
right,
turn off something that she knows you want to do, and she knows you don't want to stop doing it, and you do that. That says tons of words to her about her being special.
yeah,
And then when you get invited by your boys to go out, we're gonna do this and that. Check in with her and see does she have anything that she was gonna do with you or she was gonna do. I said, okay. Sometimes I try to find out in the beginning of the week what her week is gonna be like, so I can plan with the boys, go over by Josh's, go to studios and this and that. I try to plan that in between her times that she needs stuff.
right,
And when she needs me to walk the dog, empty the garbage, hey, you ain't no baby. You know the garbage got to be empty, the leaves got to be raked. You know you got to plow the snow. You shouldn't have to be told like your mama. That's why you be thinking she's nagging because these guys be like, oh man, I got to empty the garbage. Oh man, I got to plow the snow. Man, you need to be glad to go out there and do that, especially if she's fixing you a dinner.
right,
You
right,
go out to dinner, pay for the dinner, and don't be a broke. You know what?
right, right,
If you got to save up for that one dinner, make sure you got at least $150 in your pocket. It may not even come to $55, but no matter what, if she wants twin lobster tails, you better be ready.
right. Right. So, but now flip it, Hunter. What advice would you give the women? Because the young women need some advice as well.
Stop being a chicken head, black or white or Chinese or whatever your race is. In other words, stop pointing the finger and imagining he's like the last guy you had who cheated on you. You gotta have faith and give this new guy a chance to mess up. Let him mess up and then say I'm finished with you if you want to be finished with him. But don't start. I know you was with some other woman. Get the heck out of here with that. I ain't married to you. We ain't married. Are we married? Where's the certificate? Because I will go out with somebody else because I'm still looking for a wife. I used to say that. Sometimes 2 or 3 women will come to the club and be like, did you go out with her? Yes. Yes, I went out with her. Why? You was going out with me. Yeah, I went out with you because I'm searching for a wife. And because
Right.
you did this tonight and you acted like we was already married, you gave me the boyfriend tag and we didn't have that meeting. We gotta have a meeting that I'm your boyfriend.
That's the truth.
You
You
gotta
got
tell
it?
me your boyfriend. Then I gotta say, yeah, okay, I'm your boyfriend and we ain't gonna go with nobody else. But you
Right.
can't be telling your girlfriends behind my back, that's my man. Don't. And then I don't know that I'm your man. You ain't even tell me I was your man.
Yeah, that's the truth. Communication, conversation.
Me, don't be telling your girlfriends I'm your man because I took you out and treated you good and took you to your doorstep and said good night like a gentleman and didn't ask for no sex and went on home and wasn't looking at you with my tongue hanging out.
Yeah.
Now your mother talking about you need to get him. I've heard people's mothers say that. You need to show my daughter what's up.
Mm.
Okay, Miss Jones, but I mean Miss Jackson or whoever. She's a very nice girl and everything. Well, please take my daughter. Tell her people daughters.
Right.
Because my mother raised me. I saw how Hunter did my mother, man. Oh God, it was terrible. But I can't. I'm not gonna throw him under the bus. I just wanted to be. I used him as my example of what not to be.
Sure, sure. Great. All right, man. So listen, this has been awesome. And I'm so glad that you stuck through these little situations, man, so we can get this conversation. I want to do one last thing with you before we close it out. It's something I call favorite sevens. And I'm just gonna say something, you give me your favorite, and then we'll let you off the love seat really quickly. All right? You down for it?
Down for it, brother.
All right, man. Let's go. What is your favorite food?
Spaghetti and meatballs.
All right. Favorite song of all time.
It's probably gonna have to be "Unforgettable" by Nat King Cole.
Also, all right. Favorite movie of all time.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Favorite book that you've ever read.
The Bible.
Favorite vacation spot.
The favorite place we ever went that I loved that we went was, where would you say, honey? Italy? Yeah, that was really romantic. And we saw the Alps where she's from, her family's from there. And when she stood in front of the Alps mountain that was behind her in her town that she's from, I was like, "You're really from here?" And the bells of the church rang, and I was like, "Wow." Uh, the most awesome we saw where Leonardo da Vinci and all those guys when they made the sculptures and all of that
Yeah, yeah.
went on the river. I mean, down in Venice. It was just that was it.
Great. That sounds beautiful, man. So I'm gonna pattern this next one for you. Favorite musician all time.
Favorite musician of all time. Well, my favorite sax player of all time who moved me was John Coltrane. My favorite singer would have to be a tie between Donny Hathaway, Marvin Gaye, and maybe a female singer like Dionne Warwick or Sarah Vaughan. Those mixtures to
Okay.
make one.
Right. All right. So now you might have to ask advice on this one too to the wife. Your favorite time of the day for love making, for romance.
Well, we got to put the cats and the animals out of the room, but we probably it's probably been toward the evening when we do it, have done it, and we
Okay.
put the cats out, and it's like toward the middle late of the afternoon, and we take a nap and get up and go eat.
Afterwards, you take a nap, then go eat.
Yeah,
That sounds like it. That sounds like it. Hey man, Hunter. After answering that question, you are now off the romantic funny man's love seat, man. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here with me tonight. Thank you, as my producer Smoke says. Thanks for hanging in there. We appreciate your patience, and thank you for everybody else that hung in there with us as well. I learned this one day. That's why I stuck this thing out with with the technology, whatever. You never stop.
no,
You never stop.
show
You
must go on.
you the show must go on. You keep it going. You ad lib as much as you need to. You continue to be entertaining. And I want to tell you guys honestly, I was texting Hunter on his phone during the time that the internet was down, asking him questions, asking him to go on and tell some more, to continue to talk and tell his stories because it was very interesting. And you're just like me, man. You're an entertainer. You could do this thing and it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying?
You got a real story to tell. You don't have to guess. You don't have to play with it. You don't have to pause. You just keep on going.
You just keep going. So do me one favor before you break out. Could you please? You've been dropping jewels tonight. Can you just drop one more positive message as we close the show out, man? For me.
My man asked me one day. He said, "What would you want on your tombstone, man?" And I just kept it simple. I said, "You can't go wrong doing right. Nothing wrong could happen to you. Everything will line up for you if you just have a good, honest, straight up heart and just keep doing right." And guess what? The man upstairs, he don't let nothing happen to people who tell the truth and do the right thing. Do the right thing. You can't go wrong doing right.
Hey, Hunter, man. Thank you so much. I love you, brother. Continued blessings to you and the wife. Tell her I said thank you for sitting in with you. We appreciate her. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man. And you dropped jewels. You shared some very positive information, and this is one of the most informative shows. And people love you humble, man, and that's a God-fearing man, a humble brother. So want to thank you again for coming through. Maybe one time we'll catch you. You can come back and sit down, and we'll do some more things, maybe even get some music going. All right?
Okay, brother.
All right. So listen, I got to get ready and go, y'all. So I want to say thank you to everybody on Facebook that tuned in and stuck it out with us. Thank you for supporting the show. As I always say in parting, please go with God in your heart. Have a peace of mind and have a wonderful, wonderful tomorrow. And as I always say on the second go round, guys, you know what's going on out there. Stay safe. If you don't care about yourself, care about others, care about me, care about Hunter, wear your mask, sanitize, 6 feet until we know what's going on. So for Lula Mae and Cornelius's baby boy, I'm Shawn Cornelius, the romantic funny man, saying God bless you. Good night. Catch you around the corner on the next episode of After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. Hunter, stay right there, man. Don't go anywhere.
Okay, bro. Put the tip on.